sun just barely came up. We're on another adventure. Guy posted a side-by-side, very unique one last night. Oh, I can't go through there. And he said first come first serve. Somebody else is coming out at 10, so I don't know if I'm supposed to, can't come out till 10, but I'm gonna show up an hour and a half early. That's right, look at that. It's a little bit hard to record while you're trying to buy something. Ginger, shh. We saw other dogs, and so now we wanted to play. Anyway, picked it up, $1,000. The guy was super happy to sell it. He had it custom built for himself. He's a big Jeep fanatic. Anyway, another guy was supposed to come out at 10 a.m. I guess that's the time the other guy set up. So by me saying, I just texted this guy like 15 minutes before I arrived. I'm like, hey, I don't know if it's too early, but I can be there in 15 minutes. He said, okay. So I got it. Pretty cool looking thing. So it is not a Jeep. It's been sitting here for about 3 weeks since you saw me pull it out of the trailer. This is a 2007 Yamaha Rhino. Let me get you to the back and show you. See, it's just a Yamaha Rhino. The whole backside, nothing special, nothing special. But here forward, in the late 2000s, like 2007 or 8, there was a company called Tipman Designs out of, I think, Indiana, that sold a kit where you could modify your Rhino to look like an old Jeep. The problem is the kit cost almost $4,000, and that's not even putting it in. So the guy I bought it from said he was not mechanically inclined at all. He said that a couple times, and we'll see some of the things. But he paid a company, a local company, to install this for him. I'm sure he had to pay at least $1,000, maybe more, to have him install this, because you have to rip out the entire dash. Looks like you cut down the roll bar. So the roll bar is about 6 inches shorter than it should be. And install this, you can kind of see up in there, and they kind of bent the roll bar in. This strap, the guy said, is because the windshield rattles like crazy. Didn't ask him there, but it looks like the windshield even folds down. Looks like it's just one bolt, and there's absolutely nothing other than the canopy top, the canvas top, holding it. Looks like we're starting to get a couple little holes where bird poop has sat forever and started to eat it. Is this plastic? It's plastic. But we popped the fiberglass hood. So whoever designed this did a really good job. Just a regular Yamaha Rhino. There's nothing to it, really. Now, the story behind it just doesn't start. The guy said he has no idea. Tried about a year or so ago and just kind of gave up on it. Asked a friend and to come over and look at it, and he just doesn't want to invest any money into it. But problems with it. One, it doesn't start. Two, it's only the 450. So this came in, Yamaha Rhinos of this era came in a 450 or a 660. The 660 is small. The 450 is really small. So the 450cc, it's actually only like 421 or something. But anyway, you can see that he's done a couple little, said he lost the cap to the radiator overflow. So it looks like blue masking tape and a bungee cord. Other than that, he said all he's ever done to it is they put a new radiator in years ago. So we're thinking just a dirty carburetor. Ginger's already in love with it. You can tell, so the front kit came all green, I'm assuming, and you can tell he just kind of spray painted. The closer you look, the worse it gets. You know, he's like, I just spray painted the back green. I mean, what happened here? What chewed up that edge? I don't even know. There's multiple layers because they're kind of flaking off. These are not the stock Fender wheel wells for the back. I think they look stupid. So he put those on afterwards. They didn't come with that kit. I think they actually make it look worse than just having the stock ones. So it looks like the stock ones are still under there, so we'll rip those off. The rims are hideous for this. This does not, those rims right there, I either need to find steel or just spray paint those green. But you can see we didn't even spray paint. We just kind of stopped spray painting our green. We kind of went up and then we just stopped. Like, why don't we continue spray painting green? I don't know. I guess it's good he didn't spray paint everything in here. We got some new seat covers. He bought some seat covers for him. Said they did not fit. You can see one's fitting because I think he was trying, I'm assuming he was trying to put it on upside down or something, because I tried one and it fit immediately. Here, you got to get out. There's red dirt all over it because it's been down to Moab a ton. The guy was a Jeep aficionado, loved his Jeeps. So he was more excited about showing me his new junky Jeeps than this. So I'll pull off the carburetor. We'll just clean the carburetor. I'm sure the fuel, how full is it? Half full, of course. I'm not sure how ancient it is, but we'll smell it. I can't even get the gas cap off. There we go. Oh wow, that's not good. It's covered in green. What the heck? I'm not sure what we have going on here. Oh, somebody cut a new gasket for the inside and tried to glued it in. That's what that is. Let's pop those boots. Choke. And only you would use a JIS screwdriver, JIS Phillips. All these carburetors, these Japanese carburetors, you'll strip everything out. Looks a little crunchy in there. The fuel hose doesn't even have a clamp on it. And it's dry. It could be also just as simple, these Yamaha Rhinos have a little vacuum impulse fuel pump that uses the vacuum pressure from the vacuum pulses from the engine to pump fuel to the carburetor, and those are notorious for going bad. But then people put in electric pumps and overpressurize it, and then you're just flooding everything. So that's a catch-22. Usually on four-wheelers, it's just a thumb throttle that activates this butterfly so you can hold it open. The spring pressure on this is huge because it's a gas pedal. So I'm gonna pop it off, and then I like to stick my finger in sometimes to hold the butterfly open on the throat of the carburetor. And then we're able to get the cable off. There we go. We have a vent on the top right here. And there's two wires on the bottom. This is a heater circuit. So it heats up the bowl in winter so it doesn't ice up. There we go. And all we have is the throttle cable, which I should be able to stick my finger in now. Stick your finger in, locking it open so there's slack in the cable. I know you guys can't see. Get my pick under, pop it up, and then don't lose the little brass ferrule. This little guy will just shoot off and you lose it. And then we can just pull the whole thing out. There we go. Let's go clean it. We can take this off too for a second. Doesn't look too bad. The looks are deceiving. Let's go inside. Actually looks really clean, just smells. Smells super old. Actually cleaned up really nice. I found one clogged jet. Trying to get the cable up where we can put this little ferrule. Goes on one way. And you stick the bottom in. Come on. Rotate it. And you're able to spin it around. There we go. Let me just jam it down in the hole. There we go. And then push the gas pedal. Yep. The carburetor's all in. This is the fuel line that connects right there. And then it comes up to this vacuum pump right here. And there should be a vacuum pulse line. Yeah, it comes around right here. So it uses vacuum pulses off the intake to pump fuel from the fuel tank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up my temporary bottle right here. And then we're just going to leave the fuel line off to check for the fuel pump. So this should start it. And then if it starts spraying fuel everywhere, we know that the fuel pump is working. I'm thinking maybe it just dried up. I mean, the guy doesn't seem like a guy that didn't have maintenance done to it. I just checked the oil, it looks nice and clean, but it's been sitting forever. I mean, the battery in it's 2 years old. I didn't ask him exactly, but he made it sound like it's been sitting for a number of years. So maybe 2 years ago, he bought a new battery to try to start it, and he didn't, but it could have been sitting for 5 years or so now. So let's just, the fuel in it doesn't smell too bad. We just plug that in, a little squeeze bottle that I use for everything, and then just squeeze some fuel into it. Fill up the carburetor bowl. There we go. I should be able to start it. And let's see, pull choke. Sounds good. Choke off. We're moving fuel. Oh yeah, it smells old. Oh, I'm running out of gas. Yeah, that gas is ancient. It's like old gas mixed with new gas. Yeah. Because you're getting both the smells. You're getting the smell of new gas, but you're getting the smell of really old gas. So we put new gas in it. Start running it, but it should be running right now just off of my bottle. The problem is my bottle is not vented, so I'm going to pull the spark plug and clean that. Not the saddest plug, not the happiest. We'll clean it, jam it back in. The gap was pretty small. They had it gapped only at about 20 thousandths, and I bumped it up to about 25 to 28 where it should be. Okay. Oh, it's already running better. Oh, now it stalls. That's weird. I think I just got a fuel delivery issue with my bottle. Let me play around with that for a minute. See if four-wheel drive engages. Oh, four-wheel drive was engaged. Okay, we're spilling gas everywhere now. We got about a gallon out of there. I hooked up like a lawnmower gas tank right here that's vented. So it's running off that now. I cranked up the idle to try to get it to smooth out at first, and I'm cranking it way back out. So I thought so who knows? I think the spark plug gap was too small, and the spark plug was just a little bit fouled. Sometimes they don't even look fouled, and they are. So cleaning it up, but it runs good. Let's dump out this, and I probably have another, probably at least another 2 gallons, at least a gallon, 2 gallons in there. We'll go from there. I'll go put this in my truck. Yeah. I think it's probably 3/4 new gas and 1/4 old gas. I was just checking the overflow, and first I didn't think there was anything in it. There is, but it looks clear, which makes me a little nervous. There's just water in there. Oh, what is this? Oh, that's not blue tape. That's duct tape. Oh my gosh. Is that just water? Yeah. So it's the 3rd week in November right now. I guess I'm glad I decided to work on it before it froze. So looks like we're flushing the radiator. We're putting antifreeze in there because he decided to top it off with water. Unless there's just water in there. We might be too warm to take this off now. No, we're not too warm. Let's see. Actually it looks green in there. Okay, I'm gonna say it's green in there. The overflow is just straight water. Where's all these testers at? Let's see. Let's go throw one of these in there and suck it up and see where we land. Does this one have a hole in it? This one got a hole in it. Let's go get another one. That's why I got 20 of them. Okay, I think this one's good. And we are pretty much straight water in there. We have a freeze protection down to, I mean, it's actually still pretty low. It says -10 degrees Fahrenheit, but that's not as good as antifreeze should be. So probably when it freeze, I don't get below -10 Fahrenheit here. But we gotta drain as much as we can and then just top it off with the antifreeze. Both of the radiator hoses connect about halfway up the radiator on each side. I don't really see a drain. There has to be, but maybe not. We'll just remove one of the radiator hoses. We've got the overflow shooting down there. I wonder if I could just pour antifreeze down here. I think this is the side that goes back to the engine. There we go. That works. We got it all flush now. I think the thermostat and everything's open. We just got the cooling fan just barely kicked on and off, so that's a good sign showing that that works. We can bleed the air out of the system for the antifreeze right here. So if he's changed the radiator, he probably hasn't done that. I'm gonna go get a 10mm and just crack that open. running good. You can probably adjust the idle down just a little bit though. This one we might have gotten just a little distracted and spilled gas all over inside of the side by side. We have a freezing point of like negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit and a boil over of 266. Oh, the bolts for the radiator's not even tight right here. I wonder if this is something he did. He told me like 3 times he does not know how to work on anything mechanical. So I doubt he would take on replacing the radiator, but maybe he found somebody to do it. And the funny thing is this he had wrapped around. I'm like, that fits in there like snug. There we go. I'll have to find one on eBay or something. Order it in. It'll be annoying because it'll be like a $20 part probably for something so basic, but that's what it is. It's little things that just are so painful to me. Look at this. So I saw that there was 2 screws here. I'm like, that's weird. This thing break off or something? No, this is the original screw. That's where the original screw would go. It just fell out, so we put 2 screws on each side. You guys can't see it in there, but the threads, like the thread holes aren't, it's not stripped or anything. It's vibrating. But I guess we'll, I mean, is there a point of putting back an original bolt in there since we have 2 sheet metal screws holding it together? It's just annoying. Whatever. These aren't the prettiest seat covers, but I guess we'll put them on. Like I said, he said these didn't fit at all. And there's a logo down here. So I'm assuming he thought that went up there because the top is longer than the back and he couldn't get them to fit. He said he spent 20 minutes trying to make them fit. But, I don't know. I guess we'll put the other one on there. They're better than having... There's just little cracks on it. You know? I mean, it's like camouflage, but it's not camouflage. You don't want camouflage. Maybe I'll see if I can find some green ones on there. I doubt it, but, you know, maybe I can just find pure black. Okay, let's talk about the kit just a little bit more. Came with this front bumper. So you took off the stock front bumper, took off the stock hood. These are the stock Yamaha Rhino headlights. I think they're a little bit small, like, but I guess you use original headlights versus an actual like 40s Willys Jeep. Usually there's nothing really else in here, so they didn't really do much, but ripping apart the whole dash, like this is all part of the kit. Like there's quite a bit in there that they had to do to take apart the dash. I don't know why they did that extreme. Like the Rhino, you could have made this modified into the Rhino dash. So this whole kit for this system was about $4,000. It was like $3,800 plus shipping in 2007. I cannot find another picture online of a private person that actually did it. All I can find is the promo ones that the guy that made these did. And there's some, it's like in a magazine and stuff like that. So this says number 5. So I would heavily guess this is the 5th prototype, like the 5th one that he made or sold out of all of them. And the date doesn't really make sense. It says LC upside down, but December 14th, but just a 7. So it could be 2007. Somebody could have just written that, because that would have been about the year this was sold. I don't see that these were sold after about 2008. They were only sold for about a year and a half, and nobody bought them. These are just decals that the guy I bought it from said he put on, which I kind of like. I dig MASH. You can see in here, like this is all aftermarket. They cut up the headlight switch for some reason. They did install turn signals, but that's completely something separate. Go look at the glove box. This is another person that doesn't know what they're doing technique. It's just to put duct tape on everything. I don't know if he said he lost the key or something, because there's another key switch in there. So, I mean, it seems to stay almost closed by itself, but he decided the remedy was to duct tape it, and duct tape is the worst possible tape in the world to ever try to get off something. Look at that. I mean, I don't know, you could have just wedged it closed with something else, but... So this is the 450, and the 450s were the cheaper model, and instead of having a digital dash with a speedometer and stuff, they just had like, it's like 4 or 5 lights on the dash that told you whether the oil pressure is low, overheating, and then what gear you were in, but no speedometer or anything. So it was a common upgrade to buy that and put that in, so that was put in afterwards. I think it's only like 200 bucks, so it's a great upgrade, because then you can see how fast you're going. On this model, this is like, I think, the very first model with a fuel gauge, the 07 or so you can actually tell how much fuel you have, which reminds me, yeah, we're completely empty, so we can shut that off and now put the, fill up the tank with some good ethanol-free gas and take this thing for a spin. So we drained over 3 gallons, probably about 3.5 gallons total out of there. Let's go, let's take it for a spin. You ready? You've been waiting. You've been waiting for weeks. You've been crawling into this thing. Hey, here we go. Happened to every single Rhino I've ever owned or worked on. It's set in kilometers, so that's how it comes from the factory, in kilometers. To put it into miles per hour, so it says 1600. The guy's like, yeah, it has 1600 miles, which is actually really low. It's going to be way lower than that. It's going to have under 1,000. We turn the key off, and while we turn it on, we push the I think it's, hold on, let's see if I can do this one-handed. I think we push this button right here. We turn the key off, hold this down, turn it back on. Is that it? No, maybe it's this one. Hold this one down, turn it back on. There we go. We have exactly, well, I thought it was under 1,000. 1,001 miles. And now we are in mile per hour instead of kilometer. This thing has really low miles. He put this in afterwards, but I mean, maybe he drove it for a year, he said. So maybe there's an extra 200 miles on that. Maybe 100 miles on that. So that is extremely low mileage. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this model has a screen on it. Well, the bigger one. So, it actually looks really good. You can see through it. Nice. I decided while the oil is warm to change it and to wear it, apparently. So I've got to ask this question quite a bit by people, and it's whether or not you thread in a dipstick to check the oil. Never. So I'm sure there's an exception, but every single small engine I have seen, you never actually thread in the dipstick to check the oil. So what people will do is, you know, on this one right here, there's almost 3/4 inch of a thread. Just boom, that's your oil level, right up to the nub. If you thread it in, it's actually going to show almost 3/4 inch higher. Let's see. I don't know if you'll be able to see. And you'll actually put in less oil than you need. And that goes true for lawnmowers, ATVs, like everything pretty much. You never thread in to check the oil. Oh my gosh, come on. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's showing right to, you guys can't really see, right to there. So you would put in down to there, which is probably going to be about a quarter of a quart, maybe half a quart. So yeah, just set it in, boom. I just wish some machines, they actually put little labels that say do not thread in to check. Honda lawnmowers kind of stick to my mind, but they should write that on everything. But I think people just assume that you thread it all the way in, and you don't. 3D printer for the win. Whoever this is, MIDI Nerp, thanks for designing this. In 2021, he designed a coolant cap 3D file, so I would just print it, and total cost is about 25 cents worth of product, or worth of 3D material. Threads and everything cut in there. There we go. So it's out overnight at about 40 degrees, so let's see how well it cold starts. Pull the choke. Fired right up. Half choke. No choke. Idle might be a little bit low. I might have set it just a... that sounds good. So we printed off a 3D cap, like you saw. I cut a little gasket for the inside and glued it in real fast. So we'll just test fit that and see if that fits. Beautiful. See, that's one of the nice things about 3D printing nowadays, is that a lot of the files have already been designed. So there we go. I had it in 30 minutes and I didn't have to wait 2 days, and I didn't have to pay 20 bucks for it. So let's pull it forward and address some of the paint issues. I think I have the same color. I think so. I hope so. So, it's supposed to be camo, so we'll just spray everywhere. I don't really care. It's already oversprayed on almost everything. We're already painted over the sticker, so let's just finish painting over it, I guess. And we got paint all over the tail light already. I kind of want to clean that off. That bugs me a lot. This pains me. I think these rims are hideous on this, but it's like everything in me tells me not to paint them, but I think I'm going to paint them. Make them look more realistic. This spray paint actually cleans off pretty easily just with gasoline, so if it needs to be cleaned off, it could by somebody else if they think I'm an idiot for doing it. But let's do it. We'll just clean it up. You'll see. Did I ruin it? Or did I make it look better? I think I made it look better. Now we'll just take a rag soak with gasoline and just wipe it around off the tire, and you're done. So just gasoline on a rag, and we just chase it all the way around, and we'll clean a perfect edge. Or you can spend 20 minutes masking that. Whoops, we touched the rim. We'll just come back and do both methods again. I do want to say, maybe I'm just trying to make up excuses. Maybe I'm just trying to feel better about myself painting over shiny rims, but the clear coat's already peeling off this aluminum everywhere. You know, you can see it down here. So if you wanted to refinish these, you'd have to strip them anyway to get all the old clear coat off. But who's gonna do that for a side-by-side? Maybe somebody. Taking these off. It just got a bunch of screws on the inside. This has to be at least the third paint job, it looks like. Did I make a mistake by pulling these off? Yes? No? No? Yes? I think these stick out way too far. So, there we go. That's that. Hey. Moment of truth. There's a fold. Yes, it does. Kind of. Oh, there's even rubber bumpers up here. I didn't even notice. Yeah, you're gonna for sure want a bungee cord that down. Whoops, I ripped it a little bit. There we go. Oh, that roll bar looks super short now without that top on there to take away from your eye. What do we think? Okay, cleaning that duct tape off of there was a nightmare. And I scratched up all the paint underneath. And it's still not like 100%. But we're a camouflage paint job. You know, kind of camouflage. So it's flat enough just to spray. So we're just gonna spray right over the top. It looks like we're just gonna make the outlet green too. Why not? And there's already overspray all over this rubber molding, so might as well just blend it in. This has been painted a bunch of times. I'm not the first one to do this. Seems like such a hack to paint over certain things, but it is what it is. Didn't really show you how much debris is in here because this has been sitting outside forever. I really wish I could just pressure wash this thing, but it's too cold. Pressure washer's already winterized. Okay guys, no military Jeep is complete without a jerry can and a shovel. So I have this old rusted out one. I mean, it's completely rusty inside. I'm not sure if I should actually spray paint a good one, but probably you'd never ever use it, but maybe you would. Or waste a can of spray paint on a junky one. That is the question. Let me go look, I guess. Maybe we got a good one. Okay, I found an actual military one in my collection. USMC with 25 of 72, so 1972. But I also have a note that there's a slow weep on that bottom seam, so we'll just use an original one, whatever. Spray paint it up, stick it there. Typically the shovel would be under the door on the Jeep. I guess I could strap it to the door. I mean, I gotta drill holes in the door. I don't really like the idea of drilling holes. Go ahead. In the door. I could just zip tie it to the roll bar frame. Zip tie it across the back. Oh, that actually looks good right there. I think that's a winner right there. It kind of sits down on that ledge. Put two zip ties on it. I actually just barely picked up one of these. It actually seems pretty dang. I'm actually liking it. I didn't think I'd like it. It kind of just cuts them off and tightens them up pretty dang tight. Not like super tight, but there we go. That'll live its days out in there. I'll just spray paint over the zip ties too. And if you really need to, you can bust it off and use it. And I should be able to still dump the bed. I think so. Yeah. Yeah. You can still dump the bed. Perfect. See if we can get another zip tie on there and tighten that up, because that's just going to be rattling. Everything on this thing, I think, rattles. Like all the front parts, just playing around with them for a second. You know? Like the... There's a little grill up here that it looks like it's going to just rattle. This thing, Yamaha did a pretty good job of not making really much rattle. But all this aftermarket stuff, it's just going to drive me nuts. I hate rattles. Okay, let's do a glove box tour. So it's exciting. So this is, I already saw this. This is like another lock cylinder, but it's completely different. I don't think that might work. We got the other pieces for it. It's missing pieces. Ooh, we got a chain breaker. It's actually a nice one for like bicycle chains. Okay. We got just binoculars. Yep, just a set of binoculars. Random strap. A map for the Slick Rock Trail in Moab. Oh, here's the little pieces for the lock. Okay, we'll see if we can make one of these work, or we'll just strip out the tumblers and this lock. So none of these little things work. They never do. So rendition 1 where I welded up didn't work, but rendition 2, it has to be super short. But there we go. So we have a lock now. And I thought all this stuff was fiberglass. It's all just ABS plastic. You can smell it when I just barely cut it. So I thought that the hood and stuff was fiberglass. No, it's just ABS plastic, which makes it super cheap when you mold it. Okay, Yamaha Rhino or Yamaha Rhino? Actually, I think these things are the exact same year. Actually, that might be an 08. I think this is an 07. This looks way more aggressive. I think just because the hood pushes up. I mean, it has more aggressive, like more faster looking, but this just looks meaner. Yeah. Huh, which one did you guys choose? Got her all filled up, so ready to go. Let's go. You excited? Yeah. She's so excited. Oh. Locker lock. I keep smelling antifreeze, but I think that's just because I spilled it everywhere. So I was looking under there and there's some wetness, but I touched it to my tongue like I always do with antifreeze or something. You shouldn't do that. And it's battery acid, and that's why the cap's off. So I don't know if the battery is overcharging. I don't have any water with me to flush that off before it just corrodes everything with acid. Or splashing out everywhere. The battery doesn't feel like it. I don't see that it's boiling or super hot, so I guess just the thing fell off and apparently dripped acid all over where I was draining coolant. Is that coolant right there? That's coolant right there. What? Need some water to wash stuff down. It wouldn't be a Jeep if you didn't have silly little problems. So, I think it's fine. I thought the rope was more authentic versus a bungee cord. Those tires are as hard as a rock. They don't have good grip at all. I can make it up with every other side-by-side up that little thing. I don't want to keep digging it out. So the horsepower on this thing feels identical to the 660. It just drops off on top speed. But rock crawling and stuff like that, there's absolutely no difference. And it might even be geared a little bit lower. So this might even have lower torque than a 660 version. It's kind of cool. I don't see that it's struggling at all to go up stuff or doesn't have enough power to spin those wheels. So let's see if we can do this. I think I have way too much air pressure in these tires, but let's see. It's way steeper than it looks. Let's mount ourselves just right there and bounce it. Yeah, these tires are hard as rocks. There we go. Actually, there's a tire gauge in the glove box. I could lower the tire pressures. Yeah, the other side had about 14 psi. We're about 12 here. Let's go down to about 8 or so. So I ran this thing wide open for about 2 miles, 3 miles, just as floored. I got up to about 28 miles per hour, but we're going uphill. And the fuel pump and everything's just working just fine. No bog, no stall out, no starvation, I guess. So high enough elevation, we found the snow. A little bit of snow, not much. Oh, it's handling so much better now. You let 10 psi out of each tire almost. That scared the crap out of me. See that? Now that is a stick that just launched itself. That is the only problem with these Rhinos. That sucks. Let's see if we can get that out of there. It just launched itself perfectly. You wanted him, huh? Okay, go get him. Go get him. Where's he at? Go get him. No, I'm just teasing. Ginger, don't. I'm just teasing. You know I'm just teasing. We don't bother wildlife, do we? Unless they're squirrels. Screw those guys. Okay, hop in. Come on. Okay, I did not make it up this right here. It's way steeper than it looks. But I drove probably 6 miles all the way around, and we're back to here. So, to help myself feel better, we'll just go down it now. See if we can scrape the rims on this rock. It's always, the video never shows you how steep this is. Oh, we're leaning right into it. There we go. Stay. All right, Ginger, come on, come get in. Hey, let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. That's not the one. I'm out of breath. We barely walked. I'm clear down the mountain. We're above the cloud level right now. Huh. Oh, the life of a dog. But sticks and squirrels and treats, or I call them knacky knacks. But here. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.